So I'm just again doing the same thing. This will be our main texture, so I'm going to paste it, set the top wireframe layer to screen. Now I'm just going to scale down and rotate the texture appropriately for the result that we need. Just remove this bottom strip. Now duplicate it, and yeah, just by accident I set the texture to linear dodge. So just removing some edges, some duplicated spots. Now I can merge those two layers together and duplicate the texture for the inside. You don't need to be too accurate for the inside in the two caps, because those probably won't be seen at all, so don't need to spend too much time thinking on that. So let's create a decal for front of the bin, just selecting to see which faces correspond to the UV snapshot. So those on the top right are the ones that we need. So in Photoshop, getting the custom tool, you can get all of those custom vector brushes from the menu. Just click and select all of those. I'm going to use the recycle one with the red color. Just going to place it on those three faces. Maybe that's a little bit too big, so I'm going to scale it down. And again, using that default brush in Photoshop to make some scratches on the decal itself. Just to create that same look as the main paint layer of the bin. So when that's done, we'll tweak the levels probably a little bit more. Was probably to be too wide for that environment. So just tweaking the contrast again with the curves. Control M for the shortcut, and just bringing the curve in the middle a little bit down. So I'm just creating two duplicates for the bump map. First saving the color map, Starga with the off channel off. Let's try this now. Create new material for the bin. New material X, bin material, and let's insert the color texture. This time the reflectivity and glossiness will be set much higher because this is a metal material. But also we're going to do one more special thing, one more texture map that will insert here. So let's render from the render camera. Oh, it seems nice. So the next thing is to create that new texture, new map. So this will be the specular map. I'll just bring up a little bit the bin and the bench, so there the displacement doesn't catch it with the geometry. So we're going to create now a specular map for the bin. So again, this will be a black and white map. So I'm going to desaturate those two, and just going to increase the contrast on the main material. So the specular map, what it does, It tells the renderer where exactly the material should be reflective and where it should be more or less reflective. So the black parts will be less reflective than the white ones. So now we can just save the texture, tweak it a little bit more to increase the contrast between black and white, just to have nice reflections, but also spots that those that are rusty doesn't have them. So now I'm just going to save the bin spec map, and in the material attributes, let's first insert the bump map that we created with the specular one. Just setting the bump depth from 2.2, selecting the bump map, and now the more important one is the reflection map. So under reflection, we can first tweak the sliders, so just how much we need the metal material to be reflective. So again, look at some references of some bins, of some how the paint is applied to them, how much reflective they are. So this way you can know how much reflective that bin needs to be. So under the color attribute of the reflectivity tab, just click the checkered icon, insert the specular texture there, and again don't remember to turn the filtering off. So those are all of the objects that we're going to texture for this tutorial. All of the other objects you can derive the techniques from this one. For example, the bench is a combination of the texture from the window frame, those are for the planks on the bench, and the metal part is going to be just like the texture on the trash can, the bin. Also the windows will be the same, the roof will be like the ground with the displacement on it. The fence will be just a mere material with green color, and the whole main building will be again the same, the middle ground and the building on the right. So the techniques that we've look up now cover all things you should know about creating the rest of the scene by yourself. So this is the final scene that I came up with. You can see the roof is again made with the displacement. This time I used stones from the right building and not a plaster material. The window blinds and the window themselves are again the same material, just a green one with the green paint. The fence is green, just a green Mia Material X with a metal finish. The plant pots are again Mia Materials with the texture, and the bench is duplicated from the left foreground bench. And for the stones on the wall, I've used the same material as the buildings, but with 3 different textures, so I had 3 different materials to have some variation in the stones themselves. So I finished the scene with all the basic techniques that we've gone through this tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the tutorial, and see you in the last one next time, where we're going to apply the finishing touches to the whole piece and scene, and we'll render it and compose it inside Photoshop. So thanks and bye.